Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
A deadly shooting leaves one person dead and a state trooper in the hospital. What Michigan State Police are now saying about the ongoing investigation. And that tops our noon show. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Priya Mann. A Michigan State Police trooper is recovering in the hospital after a shooting on Detroit's west side earlier this morning. Let's get out to Erica Erickson, who's out live on the scene with the latest update from police. What can you tell us, Erica?
Well, first of all, we're right outside. I guess you could say this all kind of unfolded in front of this home right behind me. We're on Murray Hill near Trojan, and I want to take you to some video. First of all, you can see crime scene services here removing the gun allegedly used in all of this. Now, here's what we know. According to Michigan State Police, around 4:30 this morning, police say troopers assigned to their Metro Detroit Auto Theft Recovery Team, or MDART, they were investigating some sort of auto theft, and police say a 23-year-old Detroit man fired 3 rounds at troopers, and in exchange of gunfire from police, that man was then shot and killed. But a trooper also hit in the leg and back and vest. We're told he's a 7-year member of MSP and in serious but stable condition at Detroit Receiving Hospital, and is thankfully expected to be okay. We're told that vest likely saved his life.
We have a homicide task force in the city of Detroit that has MSP and Detroit PD members on it. What we do is, when there is a trooper involved in a shooting, the Detroit detectives on that side of the team will conduct that investigation. If it was a DPD officer, then our MSP detectives would take it. So at this time, the homicide task force with the DPD officers or detectives, our MSP assisting, will conduct their investigation, wrap everything up, and then it will be sent to the Attorney General's office for them to view as far as any criminal charges, anything like that.
As you heard, this investigation is just beginning to unfold. We spoke to a neighbor who witnessed this and said he really wished it didn't have to come to this. We also just spoke to the suspect's family. They're incredibly emotional right now. They say he was an aspiring rapper, and they do have a very different side of this story. They have a sort of conflicting story than what police are telling. We'll have much more on this later on Local 4 News at 5. For now, reporting live, Erica Erickson, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Erica. The defense has rested their case, and closing arguments are underway in the ongoing death trial of Patrick Lyoya. Lyoya was shot and killed by former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Shur during a traffic stop in April of 2022. On Friday, Shur took the stand in his own defense, talking about his police training, the struggle with Lyoya during a traffic stop, and his decision to shoot when he thought Lyoya reached for his taser. Once closing arguments conclude, it will be up to a jury to decide Shur's fate. And remember, whenever the trial is in session, you can watch it live. We are streaming it on Local 4 Plus, and click on Detroit from start to finish. And we're following what charges a husband may face after he told police he killed his wife with a sword. Detroit police say the man walked into the police department early Sunday morning. Police went to his home on Conley, that's just south of 7 Mile, and found a woman's body in a bedroom. She has been identified as 67-year-old Catherine Thompson. Police tell us they did find a sword at the scene. It's unclear when she died or what led up to it. The ex-boyfriend of a missing teen has bonded out of jail. Jalen Pendergrass was arraigned over the weekend, but not related to her disappearance or her death. Jalen Pendergrass was charged with filing a false police report, and somehow it involves Novi police. His ex-girlfriend, London Thomas, was last seen April 5th walking into his home in Inkster. She was found dead in Southfield about a month later. Well, a Novi police sergeant asked the judge for a high bond and a GPS tether because of other pending cases. Pendergrass's attorney, Terry Johnson, says he knows nothing about another felony weapons case.
My client hasn't been charged in any of those, and I think anything other than what he's charged with to hold him on those things, I think is a violation of his constitutional rights.
And police have been investigating Pendergrass and his mother, Charla Pendergrass, in connection to Thomas's death. The two were arrested the same day her body was found, but no charges have come. The high-profile sex trafficking trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is getting underway with the process to select the jurors who will soon decide his fate. Combs is facing 5 federal charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. The trial is taking place at Manhattan's federal court. The music mogul has been held without bail since September. Last week, Diddy rejected a plea deal in his case. Combs was pleaded not guilty to all charges. The trial is expected to last anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks. New today, University of Michigan is suspending football coach Shur Moore for 2 games over an advancing scouting case. The suspension is linked to the ongoing investigation into illegal advanced scouting by Connor Stallions, a former staffer who resigned last year. Moore will miss the 3rd and 4th games of the season against Central Michigan and Nebraska as part of that suspension. And during the suspension, Moore will not be able to participate in any team-related activities. President Santa Ono is stepping down from his position and accepting a new post at the University of Florida. Ono says he plans to leave Michigan later this summer. In a statement, he expressed his love for the state and the university, saying both have forever captured my heart. It has been a profound privilege to be part of this extraordinary community and this remarkable state. Ono took over as president in October of 2022. He says he will work with the Board of Regents to ensure a smooth transition. Millions of people who borrowed money for their education are at risk of having their benefits or wages garnished. Today, the Trump administration is restarting collection of defaulted federal student loans. It's part of a broader effort to roll back loan forgiveness policies and dismantle the Department of Education.
You can't just say, well, I think that'll all work itself out.
Collection of defaulted federal student loans resumes today after a 5-year pause related to the pandemic. Defaulting usually means missing payments for 270 days or more. The government says that can now lead to garnishment of state or federal benefits. It says it'll start garnishing wages this summer.
If your debt gets sent to collections, that goes onto your credit report, and that can impact your ability to get an apartment, a mortgage, a car loan, even some employer's check.
The Department of Education estimates about 5 million borrowers have defaulted on student loans. It says another 4 million are at least 90 days late on payments. Experts suggest all borrowers visit their loan provider's website to confirm their status and update their contact information. If a person is worried about defaulting, experts say they could look into an income-based repayment plan. Payment pauses called deferment or forbearance or consolidation or refinancing. The DOE says a person with a defaulted loan can learn their options through the Student Aid Office's default resolution group. They might be able to restore their status through a process called rehabilitation.
It's time to, buckle down and figure out how you can make those payments.
And experts say it's also important to watch out for student loan related scams. Well, switching gears and turning our attention to the skies. And Ashley, it's just so gray out there. Are we going to see any sunshine?
I'm hopeful that maybe we get a little sliver or so this afternoon, but that's going to be about it. I mean, clouds are winning out today, and they've been so low-lying that they've been spitting out some of that fine mist. So rain chances are going to linger in a very slight and scattered variety as we go into Tuesday as well. But we have a gradual warm-up ahead, and we do get that sunshine returning later this week. And, hey, at least it's coming in time for the weekend. So weekend plans are looking really nice as of right now. Right now, temperatures are in the 50s and low 60s. Now, we have 61 down in Adrian, but 55 in Troy, 56 at Metro, 58 off in Howell. And so as we look at radar, you don't see a whole lot. A little bit of rain up to the north, just kind of clipping the thumb in the northern part of lower Michigan. But for the rest of us, we don't have that coming down on radar, but that doesn't mean you don't get that fine little mist just with all that moisture trapped at the surface. But mostly cloudy skies today, and temperatures will likely be in the mid to upper 60s this afternoon with a chance for rain and a few embedded thunderstorms as we go into the later part of the evening. So your 5-day temperature trend, a little cooler tomorrow, but we do get in the 70s come Wednesday. We'll talk about that weekend forecast as well in just a few minutes.